Why do conspiracy theories spread so easily? There's a psychological reason for that, and it has almost nothing to do with intelligence. So I decided to do some research on conspiracy belief to understand what's actually going on here. Conspiracy theories don't spread because the evidence is strong. They spread because conspiracy theories satisfy psychological needs that facts were never designed to satisfy. Here are the 6 psychological needs that make conspiracy theories impossible to destroy. 1. The need to feel special. You've seen someone share a conspiracy theory, and the first thing they say is, "You have no idea what's really going on here." They don't lead with evidence. They lead with superiority. In 2017, psychologist Roland Imhoff at Johannes Gutenberg University in Germany published a paper called Too Special to be Duped. He studied why people who need to feel unique are drawn to conspiracy theories. People with a high need to be seen as special were significantly more likely to believe in conspiracies. And when a conspiracy theory was presented as a belief only held by a small number of people, those people believed even more. Imhoff called this the need for uniqueness, the drive to feel different from everyone else, by believing things most people don't believe. A conspiracy theory does not just tell you that you're right. It tells you that you're one of the few people on the planet smart enough to see the truth, that everyone else is sheep, that everyone else is asleep, but you figured it out. It stops being a belief and starts being an identity. And once it becomes your identity, you will defend that identity the same way you defend your name. The person sharing conspiracy theories at the dinner table is not trying to inform you. They're trying to show you that they are smarter than you, that they figured out what you couldn't. And the more you push back, the more special they feel, because your resistance proves the truth is too dangerous for ordinary people to handle. 2. The need for significance. You ever notice how the people who believe in the most conspiracy theories are the people whose lives are not going very well? Me too. In 2014, psychologist Ari Kurglansky at the University of Maryland published research on what drives people to extreme beliefs and radicalization. He called it significance quest theory. When people don't feel like their lives matter, when they feel invisible, unimportant, and irrelevant, they will try to grab onto anything that has meaning, that makes them feel significant again. Conspiracy theories are the cheapest significance available. Yesterday you were nobody. Today you are a truth seeker fighting the greatest battle in human history. You didn't get a raise or a promotion. You didn't accomplish anything special. But you know the government is hiding aliens at Area 51, and that makes you important. Kurglansky found that the need for significance intensifies after personal failure, humiliation, or loss of status. The person who just lost their job is more susceptible than a person who just got promoted. The person going through a divorce is more susceptible than the person in a stable relationship. The MAGA cult is full of people whose lives are not going the way they expected. They were supposed to be successful. They were supposed to matter. They don't matter. And they know it. And then Trump showed up and told them the reason their lives are failing is not because of anything they did. It's easier to blame everyone else for your decisions. 3. The need for control. Every time something terrible happens, the conspiracy theories show up within hours. A mass shooting, a pandemic, a plane crash. Before anyone has the facts, someone already has a conspiracy theory. In 2017, psychologist Wilhelm van Prooijen at VU Amsterdam published research on the relationship between uncertainty, loss of control, and conspiracy belief. He found that when people feel like they have lost control over their environment, they become significantly more likely to believe in conspiracy theories. He called this compensatory control. When people lose control over their own lives, they compensate by believing someone is in control of everything. Sounds like God, doesn't it? Even if that someone is evil, random events are psychologically unbearable. The idea that bad things happen for no reason, that the world is chaotic and unpredictable, produces so much anxiety that the brain will accept any explanation that restores a sense of order. A conspiracy theory gives you order. It tells you nothing is random. Everything is connected. Everything is planned. That a group of powerful people are pulling the strings behind the scenes. And the reason your life is difficult is not by chance or by chaos. It's all part of the plan. That alone feels so much better than the truth does to these people. The truth is the world is messy, complicated, and mostly random. Nobody is completely in charge. Systems fail because systems are imperfect. Bad things happen to good people for no reason. The truth is terrifying. A conspiracy theory is comforting. Even if the conspiracy says powerful, evil people control everything, at least someone is in control. And if someone is in control, then maybe the system can be beat. Maybe you can fight it. Maybe you can win. Random chaos cannot be fought. A conspiracy can. 4. The need for certainty. Ask a scientist a question and they will say it depends. Ask a conspiracy theorist the same question and they will give you a complete answer in 10 seconds. No ambiguity, just a black and white answer. In 2004, psychologist Ari Kruglanski published research on why some people are absolutely addicted to the need for answers. He called it the need for cognitive closure, the finding that some people have a powerful psychological need for definitive answers. These people can't tolerate ambiguity. They can't sit with uncertainty. They need the story to be complete. Science sometimes says we don't know yet. Conspiracy theories never say they don't know. Conspiracy theories always have a complete story. Every question has an answer. Every event has a cause. Every villain has a motive. Nothing is left unexplained. That is psychologically irresistible to people with a high need for closure and answers. Science is slow. It qualifies everything. Science changes when new evidence appears. When scientists speak, they give a careful, measured response. They say things like the data suggests, or based on current evidence. Conspiracy theorists hear that and think the scientists are uncertain, so if it's not 100% certain, then it's not facts. To someone who needs certainty, science feels like a weakness. That feels like they are lying to them. That feels like they are hiding something. A conspiracy theory gives you the whole answer on day one. No ambiguity, no uncertainty, no waiting. Just a clean story with clean villains and a simple explanation for everything that confuses you. COVID came from a lab. The election was rigged. The deep state runs everything. Climate change is a hoax, even though it's 105 degrees out today. Each one of those is a complete story. Each one of those eliminates uncertainty entirely. And each one of those feels better than the truth does. The world is complicated, and sometimes we don't know what's happening. And we also know simple answers to complex problems didn't help us get to the moon, or learn to fly, or any other scientific marvel. Sometimes it's okay to not know something. But for the people that absolutely need simple answers to complex problems, conspiracy theories are perfect for them. And they are useless to science and human progress. 5. Identity protection. If you tried to show someone evidence that their conspiracy theory is wrong, I bet they didn't just disagree with you. They got angry. They attack you. It felt personal to them because to them, it was personal. In 2017, psychologist Dan Kahan at Yale Law School published research on what happens when evidence threatens a person's core identity. He called it identity protective cognition, the tendency to reject evidence that conflicts with who you believe you are, inside. Not because evidence to the contrary is weak, but because accepting it would mean you were wrong. And being wrong doesn't just feel like a mistake. It feels like losing yourself. Once a conspiracy becomes part of your identity, evidence against it becomes a personal attack. You aren't just a person who believes an election was stolen. You are an election truther. You aren't just a person who doesn't trust vaccines. You're now an anti-vaxxer. The belief is no longer something you think. It's something you are. Changing your mind on a conspiracy theory no longer feels like you're learning. It feels like you're dying. Because the conspiracy is not just an idea you hold on to. It's the thing that makes you feel special, significant, in control, and certain about things. Take it away and you're just a regular person with a regular life who is wrong about something embarrassing. And this is why evidence does not work with conspiracy theorists. You're not arguing with a belief. You're arguing with their identity. And no conspiracy theorist gives up their identity just because you showed them a fact. 6. Status. If someone in a conspiracy group posts a new theory, within minutes they are getting praise, their ideas are being shared, and they are called a hero. If someone in the same group asks the wrong question about that conspiracy, they get destroyed for it. In 2009, legal scholar Cass Sunstein at Harvard Law School published research on how conspiracy communities become self-sealing information systems. He called it crippled epistemology, a group where the only information that gets in is information that confirms what the group already believes. And the only way to gain status inside that group is to be more extreme in your belief than everyone else. Conspiracy communities are not just belief systems. They are social hierarchies. Every community has a status structure. In most communities, you gain status through accomplishment, through education, through expertise, through contribution. In conspiracy communities, you gain status through certainty. The more certain you are about that conspiracy, the higher your rank is. The more theories you endorse, the more respected you become. The more you distrust experts, the more credible you are to the group. Every new discovery increases your status. Every new connection you draw between unrelated events makes you more important. Every link you share, every video you post, every argument you win against a non-believer raises your standing. And every time you question the theory, your status drops. Doubt is punished. Nuance is seen as weakness. Saying, "I'm not sure about this," is the fastest way to lose everything you built inside the group. That's why people double down instead of backing off. Walk away from a conspiracy and you don't just lose your belief. You lose the only community that ever made you feel like you mattered. The truth doesn't feel like a reward. It feels like exile. Conspiracy theories don't survive because the evidence is strong. They survive because they satisfy needs that facts were never designed to satisfy. Significance, certainty, control, identity, and status. And the feeling that you are one of the few people smart enough to see what everyone else is missing. For some people, that feeling is more powerful than reality itself. And no amount of evidence will ever compete with that feeling. This is why you can't argue someone out of a conspiracy theory. You're not fighting one of their beliefs. You're fighting the only thing that makes them feel like they matter in this world.